What's cracking, everybody? XehrFelrose here, bringing you some Pokemon Go Battle League content. And in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at a fun team here in the Great League Remix with Togedemaru, sent in from trainer LRD. Thank you for submitting these battles to the channel. If you'd like to submit battles to this channel for shoutcasting, you can do so with the link in the pinned comment and description to the Google form. You can send them in, and I know these battles were already done on Zionic's channel, so you're certainly not going to be the first time you're seeing them, but we're going to have some fun with these games here in the Great League Remix. I've been told there's a lot of one-shots. Let's get into the first game here against a Cresselia lead here. Pretty favorable lead matchup here for Togedemaru, because that Fell Stinger damage is super effective, but obviously, as you're going to see, Fell Stinger's just power-up punch, basically, so it's really not going to be doing a whole lot of damage, especially not to a bulky Cresselia, but it is going to amp up that wild charge damage very quickly, as you all know from, seeing Magnezone, which Togedemaru and Magnezone are fairly similar in their, bulk and offensive weight. This wild charge is going to hurt. If the trainer tries to call another Fell Stinger, this is... Boom! There it is! And the trainer now comes in with a Steelix, probably going to see a pivot after we get some energy here. Mandibuzz is going to come in on the Steelix here and look to try to either force the opponent to bring out whatever's in the back, or it's going to sit here and play this matchup out, which is usually pretty good for Steelix, to be honest, especially when you consider that Steelix is usually running Crunch Psychic Fangs. Now, I've seen some lately that have taken to Heavy Slam. Respect to y'all trainers running Heavy Slam Steelix, a fellow Heavy Slam enthusiast myself. I've also seen the odd Earthquake or two, but that doesn't really matter here for Mandibuzz, so going to continue to play this matchup out. The opponent is definitely not appreciating whatever's in the back is weak to Mandibuzz. Also seems to me like it would be weak to Togedemaru as well. And there you're going to see it's the Charizard, not necessarily weak to Mandibuzz, but Togedemaru would clap the cheekies off this poor Charizard, and the opponent's going to put up their first shield of the game on the Dark Pulse here against the Mandibuzz. The Mandibuzz is going to let this move go. It's got like 2 or 3 defense drops by now. Dragon Claw, more than enough to knock out. But in comes Togedemaru, looking to double resist the wing attack damage here and hope to at least attempt to get a wild charge off here. The opponent did just recently switch out as well, so they're not going to be able to bring the Steelix in to catch a move anytime soon. Going for the wild charge, that's going to do huge damage by Charizard! Boom! And then the Shadow Gligar comes in to make short work of the rest of the Steelix. The Steelix is pretty much within Aerial Ace range at this time. Not quite in range, but close enough where an Aerial Ace plus a few wing attacks will go and knock out here. Aerial Ace, yep, going to leave it just shy of the knockout, but 3 more wing attacks is going to take the game, and that's going to be a good first game. Getting into the next battle, a Dream Lead versus a Pidgeot, and the opponent is staying in. What? Trainer, why are you what could you possibly have in the back that is weak to Electric? And what? Huh? So Trainer's now going to come in with Cresselia. Okay, maybe that's what it is. So maybe not necessarily weak to Electric, but weak to the Steel typing. Trainer's going to go for multiple wild charges here, most likely, as Cresselia. Oh, no, just one wild charge here. And then we're going to see Mandibuzz come in to either soak the energy or look to pressure with that super effective Dark Pulse. The opponent's Cresselia is going to get a Moonblast off here, but now it's time for Mandibuzz to fire back with the Dark Pulse. Dark Pulse is going to draw a shield from the Cresselia. If you're going to shield anything, I mean, I guess that's it, but getting a shield from the bulky Cresselia here is actually quite massive, because if you can come out of this with shield advantage, you're actually looking very nice here with Togedemaru being able to sweep, because if the opponent is truly so weak to Togedemaru, then, I mean, we'll see. But Pidgeot's going to come in and look to farm down here, going for that Dark Pulse now, and the opponent's going to have to make a decision. They have to let this go, right? They only have 1 more shield. They have to let this go, but they will get a full farm down, and Togedemaru is now in Brave Bird range after seeing how much damage that Brave Bird did prior. Now, they're going to go for another Brave Bird and swap out. What are they going to come in with? It's Golisopod! Oh, the trainer was so weak to Togedemaru. Oh my goodness. Going for this wild charge here, gets the shield, immediately following up with another wild charge. We are hitting this button all day today. Yes. Boom! And we're going to be able to get the KO on the Golisopod. In comes the Pidgeot to meet its maker, Togedemaru firing off another wild charge. And just because it has 5 HP doesn't mean boom! I'm not going to hit that button. Good game. Getting into the next battle, we got a mirror lead in here. Now, we have to be careful of, obviously, is going to be those wild charges. Even though they're resisted, they still hurt. Yeah, we're going straight for the Fell Stinger here. The opponent likely not going to shield this as it... Oh my goodness, they actually shielded the Fell Stinger. That is absolutely massive, and winning charge attack priority in this next match here, or not match, but this next cycle here, I should say. That's technically, I guess, the term for it. But the Togedemaru in the other side is going to fire off this Fell Stinger, and my coffee must be kicking in overdrive or something, because man, my mouth is firing off faster than my brain can do it. Fell Stinger against the Gligar, not going to do very much here, but these wild charges after 2 Fell Stingers might just hurt. Oh, that is a lot of damage. And the opponent comes in with a Quagsire, throwing 1 too many here. Unfortunately, Gligar does lose CMP, or Charge Attack Priority, CAP, cap. I'm still getting used to it. All the videos this week are gonna be me trying to get used to saying this now. This is just, like, every video I've recorded so far has been like CMP, CAP, Charge Attack Priority. So, now throwing 1 short of the Aqua Tail here right before Charge Attack Priority would be reached. And the opponent is gonna look to go for the Aqua Tail, but they would have just been taken out if they didn't throw. They just literally were like, I'm not going to throw. They go for the Aqua Tail. Mandibuzz gets a farm down here. All shields are down. Togedemaru is still pretty healthy in the back, but it's going to come down to what else is on this opponent's team. So now, we're going for this Dark Pulse. This Dark Pulse is going to do a fair amount of damage to Togedemaru, but it's not enough to take out. Not going to be able to reach the Aerial Ace. The opponent's going for that Wild Charge. Is it going to be enough? This is Mandibuzz we're talking about here. Bro, it's almost enough to take out a Mandibuzz, and in comes Pelipper to farm down. But Pelipper, however, is about to have a very, very bad day, as every single one of these Thunder Shocks does an incredible amount of damage. And it does live a Weather Ball, so this is an easy, just farm a little bit extra here. Make sure you can get to the Wild Charge against the opposing Togedemaru. And we do a catch instead. I thought they were going to try to Charge Attack Priority on the Pelipper. And I would like to think that Togedemaru wins that, but I'm going to be able to build up to the back-to-back Wild Charges. This is going to secure game number 3 here in this set of games, and this is incredible. This Wild Charge takes it out. There it is.
Boom!
Oh, I love it, dude. Oh, I was promised so much damage, and I'm not being disappointed in the least. Let's go. Getting into the next battle in a fantastic lead in Celio. This is one of those situations where you absolutely have to get switch advantage here. And we come in with the Mandibuzz against the Croclore. Now, here's the secret about Croclore, is it has disarming voice, just like its elder brother, Skeledirge. So this is actually a very, very, very neutral matchup here. Mandibuzz is able to hit pretty hard with Dark Pulse, but it's still going to take 2 Dark Pulses to knock out, whereas now Croclore is just going to absolutely outpace to these disarming voices. It might have been more beneficial to come in with the Gligar in this matchup if I'm just, thinking about, which of these 2 flyers has a better matchup. Or perhaps since you win the lead just so hard, maybe going for that Wild Charge despite the amount of Incinerate damage. It probably no good way to go about it, to be honest. But we're going to see the Gligar most likely come in here, as Togedemaru would just get melted into the floor by having to eat those, and a whole Incinerate goes through. You don't win Charge Attack Priority, trainer. Go for 7. Oh, and then Celio's gonna come in, and then we're taking double super effective Powder Snows to the face. Celio losing Charge Attack Priority here, and the Aerial Ace is reached. Is Togedemaru gonna be able to clutch this game? What could be in the back? If it's something like Annihilate, it's over, man. We're gonna go straight into the Togedemaru, and there's a Ninetales. Oh no, dude. Wait, do we get the shield with the Fell Stinger? The trainer gets the shield with the Fell Stinger? Is this Wild Charge going to be enough to knock out? If this Wild Charge is enough to knock out, there's a chance. There's a chance. It's enough to knock out. Oh my god, that's a lot of damage. Oh, it almost reaches the Wild Charge. That's tragic, dude. It was so close. Good game. Oh, heartbreaking. Getting into the next battle here, we've got a Hakumo on the lead. Pretty much a core breaker here because it does very well against Mandibuzz as well, due to that fighting subtyping, giving it that resistance to the dark type moves that are coming from the Mandibuzz. So Mandibuzz can still go for Aerial Ace in this matchup, but as you're going to see, Brick Break and the damage from Dragon Tail adds up much, much quicker than the Aerial Ace as well. And Hakumo's pretty bulky as well. So yeah, this is a pretty good matchup for Hakumo, but it's still good to keep it away from Togedemaru, because Togedemaru absolutely would not want to see this ever. Now, for the opposing trainer, after that first Brick Break, I imagine it probably makes a bit more sense to just go for the Dragon Tails, or Dragon Claw, excuse me, Dragon Claw, I would say, but Either way, now Gligar can come in, get this farm down, and up his shield. This core looks pretty solid. Feraligatr comes in, but it's not doing super effective damage unless it launches a charge move. And I'm pretty certain that the Aerial Ace here is going to chunk enough, and we're going to be able to get to 2 of these before the opponent's going to be able to get to 2 Hydro Cannons. So it's going to come down to what they have in the back here, and if Togedemaru is going to be able to, you know, hang with whatever else is in the back. Again, if it's something like a Fire type or an Annihilate, it could be very, very risky, but the opponent opts to let it go, and they have Poliwrath, which is definitely not something that this Togedemaru wants to see, but also at the same time, it is something that Togedemaru wants to see. After this Aerial Ace gets the shield, we can come in with the Togedemaru, and the opponent is not going to be able to get to 2 charge moves here in order to get the shield and the knockout, so they're going to eat this Wild Charge, and that's going to be boom! A good game. All right. Getting in the next battle here. Oh, picking up a 4-1 set here. Looks like we're in the Ace to Veteran 2300 ELO range. What happened? Where's the footage? Where's the footage? There we go. Hold on. I don't know what happened. I did the editing, but the footage or the footage was pre-edited. So here we go. Getting into the next set here. We got a nice lead with a Golbat, Shadow Golbat on the lead. The opponent looking to build up to that Shadow Ball, and we're going to be able to see if this is going to be enough. I mean, this is going to be enough. They're going to shield, right? No, they don't shield anything! What? Boom! Feraligatr comes in! Feraligatr, surely you're going to shield this, right? Buddy? 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 Okay, he shields up. All right, but those... Oh, dude, those Shadow Claws are adding up. But Togedemaru is going to be able to make it to the next Wild Charge. This Feraligatr's loaded, but now has no shields. Are they going to eat it? No, they let it go. Down, no shields. Togedemaru just absolutely cleaning house. And Mandibuzz is going to come in to soak all this energy. The opponent does have Ice Beam, but since it's not a Shadow Gator, it means these Ice Beams are not going to be able to two-shot, and the Shadow Claw is being resisted. Now, going to shield up the Hydro Cannon. Feels bad when you know that they have the... Oh, it feels bad when you know that they have it, but the Ice Beam. But like, oh man, and this is not a good matchup for Gligar, so it makes sense to stay in here. Mandibuzz is going to have to try and bulk its way out of this matchup here, and maybe we just see. I don't know if we sack the Gligar here or what happens. Maybe we just leave the Shadow Gligar for the shield, and we get to pick up the win that way. The opponent going for the Aerial Ace, trying to bait, but now going to go for another Aerial Ace here with good timing. Now it's all going to come down to if Gligar can clean up in the back. I know the opponent is likely energy dry here in the back, and since the Mantine threw all of its energy, this is just an Aerial Ace. You could let this go, and it looks like the trainer opts to do so. Very nice call here, being able to go for this Aerial Ace. I think I would have built up. The opponent was definitely not dry here, but I would have gone for the jig here. But it looks like we got into a charge attack priority event here, and now we're going to see how much damage the Aerial Ace does. It's going to be enough with a couple more wing attacks. Going to take out Feraligatr and the Mantine, and that's going to be a good game. Well played. Togedemaru went nuts, dude. Getting into the next battle here, we got Mandibuzz on the lead against the Togedemaru, and this is a fantastic lead matchup, and the opponent's immediately going to swap into the Steelix. This is not something that you have a lot of play against, and giving the opponent energy advantage is kind of risky here, but being able to go for a bunch of moves to get the energy and then just take resisted damage the entire time is pretty ideal, all things considered. But now with this double Psychic Fangs head start that the Steelix is getting, is this going to be enough, or is the 2 Dark Pulses going to be coming from this Mandibuzz? Are they going to be enough to knock out? Definitely not. You need 3 Dark Pulses to KO a Shadow Steelix here. And even though the Dragon Tails are doing more damage with the Psychic Fangs, it's hard to say which of these two is actually going to have the more of an advantage at this point. We're going to see the opponent, looks like they're going for another move here. They go for the Heavy Slam! Oh, a trainer of culture! Oh, no, dude! Oh, they got him with the Heavy Slam! Oh my goodness, Gligar's going to come in and try to clean up here. The opponent's going for another Psychic Fangs, it looks like. I don't think that's enough for another Heavy Slam. But, no, they have the Heavy Slam anyway! Steelix with Heavy Slam! My king! If you guys have been keeping track of the channel last week, y'all know I had a 12-win streak with Heavy Slam Steelix. This thing is actually pretty crazy. But now it's going to come down to whether or not this opponent has something in the back that is going to be weak to the Togedemaru. The Steelix is very low and has absolutely no play against the Togedemaru with Heavy Slam Psychic Fangs. So especially with that health range. We're going to see them block into double Fell Stinger here and look to boost up the damage from these wild charges. Definitely looks like Togedemaru is trying to get itself ready for a huge sweep here. Whatever's in the back, surely a tri-boosted Fell Stinger, a tri-Fell Stinger or double Fell Stinger boosted wild charge will take care of it, surely. So, looking to go for as much energy as possible. The Steelix comes in, firing off this wild charge. Unfortunate. Would have been nice to go for the Fell Stinger here for the KO here. But now, it's going to come down to what's in the back. It's a Ferrothorn. Oh, is double wild charge going to be enough? These are double boosted wild charges here. That's going to do enough to two-shot. And now it's going to come down to the Mandibuzz. Is Mandibuzz going to be able to KO before the Togedemaru gets to a move here? I don't know. We're going to find out. These Snarls are doing a lot of damage. They're not going to reach it, going for the catch, but now the opponent's going to be able to get to a move. Now Togedemaru getting its move through. Now this is huge. If it really is at the wild charge, it can go for the charge attack priority and win the game. Oh, this is beautiful. I think that you would have been able to get to it without trying to make the catch here, but that's okay because we take those. Good game. Getting into the next battle, we got Mew on the lead. Super saucy here in the Remix Cup. I love seeing Mew. I haven't seen them in a while, but it's nice to see them getting some play. Going for the wild charge. No, going for the Fell Stinger, hopefully making the opponent think that maybe we're throwing the wild charge here. Maybe an early shield will be gotten. Yes, indeed, early shields. And now the opponent, however, can go for probably a Surf. And even though it's Surf, like, you see how much damage the Shadow Claws have already done. They're adding up very quickly, which means that this is going to be a very much a chip and dip sort of kind of thing here. Well, the opponent just eats it. The Mew goes down. Even shields. Opponent comes in with a Gallade. I love Gallade. You guys might. I don't know if I've uploaded a video or not. I've sent the battle system Shoutcast to some content creators running a triple Shadow team with Shadow Gallade. It was a lot of fun. But in case that video pops up on the channel, yeah, I've been trying Gallade lately and having some fun with it. Close combat, gonna do a lot of damage, but it's not gonna do enough to two-shot here. You do need a Shadow Gallade in order to effectively two-shot these this Mandibuzz. So unfortunately, now Gallade is gonna go down to those Snarls, and here comes Victory Bell. Oh, you wanted to go for the Aerial Ace. Oh, we're firing off the Dark Pulse. I think they were just kind of wired in trying to fire off the Dark Pulse just in case it was something that wasn't Victory Bell. I've certainly been known to do that as well. I'm just like, I'm so sure that I'm gonna fire off a certain move, and I just do it without really thinking about it. But opponent says I'm out. Good game. And we're getting into the next battle here with a Heliolisk, super spicy. I love it. And you can't swap out here. This is tough because the opponent has no way to deal anything but resisted damage. But this is going to do a lot of damage here anyway. And Gligar has a very good chance to break out here, hopefully, unless the opponent has very strong picks in the back. Now, because of Heliolisk's normal typing, it's hard to put something like Dugong behind it because it would make you weak in the front and the back to fighting. And typically when you're building a team, as long as you're strong in the lead to something and maybe double weak in the back, that usually serves as a more balanced option as you're, kind of using, your lead to cover the weaknesses of your back, back line, so to speak. But this is going to be easy here. Now, the opponent is not running a Purified Sableye. This is just a regular Sableye. If you're looking to build a Sableye, my personal recommendation would be to build a good ranked Purified one, because Return is the move that really gives Sableye its neutral play in this Great League meta. And using a non-Purified, you just have Power Gem, which doesn't give you as good of a coverage option. But if you're running a Shadow, then you would want to go for the Power Gem and Foul Play combo. But Dark Pulse is going to get a shield here, and 2 shields on the Togedemaru. This could be very close. It's always going to come down to what's in the back. But if the opponent is looking to safe swap in a Sableye, I mean, they could have anything back there, let's be honest. But it's probably something that's going to be able to beat fighting types. And here comes an Alolan Marowak. Opponent, the trainer was trying to go for the switch, and they were very, very close to almost giving in to the Togedemaru here. That's just a Bone Club, though. Very nice counting by this trainer here. Going for this Dark Pulse. The opponent gonna have to shield. Now it's gonna come down to, no, they're not shielding. Is Togedemaru gonna be able to clutch this game up? I don't know, but it's got some energy. We're gonna have to see. Are they gonna be able to get to the Bone Club? Gonna go for the Fell Stinger here. I don't think the opponent's gonna be able to get to a move. All you need is the Fell Stinger to knock out here. Going for the Fell Stinger. This is gonna secure a win here. No Nukes needed. Felstinger punching a hole into what's left of the Marowak, and that's going to be a good game. Very well played battles here. A lot of fun. And yes, again, I know these battles were already featured, and I do kind of try to avoid that because I know that once, you know, one of the creators puts battles on a channel, like no one else wants to watch it anywhere else. But I really appreciate this trainer. They're very good. They're always in the, you know, in the live streams and the chat. So I felt like I was doing, you know, a good thing here by, even though they've already been on the channel somewhere else, they're putting them on my channel because let's be honest, if you send me a shoutcast and tell me there's a lot of one shots, you bet your rear end I'm going to do it. So. Anyway, lots of fun here. Congratulations on the run here, LRD. That was a really fun team, and appreciate sending them the battles for Shoutcasting. Trainers, we'll catch you in the next one. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.